Hello, and welcome to Patty Knits and Spins. I'm your host, Patty. You can find me on Ravelry as Patty Sand. I have a group, Patty Knits and Spins Podcast, so please come and join us. If you're a new viewer, thanks for coming in and checking it out. And if you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate you coming back week after week. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Pat Sand 101. Today is July 12th. 2014. This is episode 28. It's almost Golden Days. On today's show, I'll do a little blathering. I'll talk about what's on and off my needles, what's needle adjacent, what's on and off the wheel, and wheel adjacent. Give you my Tour de Fleece totals, and whatever else I can think of. So, grab your favorite beverage. Today, I have water. Grab your knitting and join me. This has been a really nice week. The weather has finally calmed down a little bit, and we've been having wonderful, wonderful weather. It's sunny, but a little windy out today, so that is why we are back in the stash room. The one thing that has not gone well this week is the diet. I need to stop pretending that I'm not on a diet. I need to get my butt back on the diet, start doing my zombie training, get back on that, get back on track, get the weight off, and be a healthier me. So those are the goals. My goals are to start doing that again. And I guess that's all I can say about my week. I did go out and see my mom this week. We went for a ride, had a really good time. She's getting a little bit better every week, so I'm hoping that eventually she'll be able to drive herself again, and it'll be great. It'll be great. But you guys are here for the knitting, so we'll get back to that. On the needles, I have in my Lazy Sock Monkey bag the socks, my July stripy socks. As you remember last week, I have one finished. I have this one started. I had done the Judy's Magic cast on for 14, increased to 68. This is where I was last week. So I finished the foot, did the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which, as you all know, is my favorite heel. Then started the leg. I have not gotten to my increasing for the calf, but these are in my purse to go knitting, and I did go to knit group this week. It was a lot of fun. We sat outside, had great hamburgers and chips and some really good broccoli salad, enjoyed the sunshine, watched people canoe down the slough that's behind my friend's house. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And there was a beaver in the water. I happened to turn, look, saw him swimming. He had a big branch. And as I said something, we all turned and looked again, and he was gone. But then there was this huge splash. So he was definitely there. It was really cool. Sorry, my throat is really froggy today. So, the second thing on the needles is in my Silver Shed USA bag, which you can find her on Etsy. I am still working on the Endless Rainbow by Martina Fame. And I forgot to tell you, those are knit on a size, the socks are on a size, US size 1, 2.25 needle. And those are my sock rockets. I really like the Addi sock rockets. So this is the Endless Rainbow, knit on a size 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle. And also moved them to my sock rockets. I was here last week, got 4 more row repeat done. It's it is getting fairly long, but I did want to use 50 grams of the Regia Neon Rainbow. So this week I cheated. I grabbed my kitchen scale and my ball. Here is the color of the Regia. Wound off until there was 50 grams left. So this is 14 grams of the Neon Rainbow left to knit in this project. And there was like 50 grams of the Cascade Sateen. So I'm almost done with this. I'm really hoping that if I push it, I can finish this one this next week. And here are the two of those. Because, yeah, I'm really burnt out on this project. It's just, I really wish I had gone up, like I said before, I wish I had gone up to a size 3. Because I think I would like I like the fabric. I think I would have liked it better, and it would have gone a lot faster. So, those are the two things that are on my needles. What? Yes, I am. I am finished with the Laura Nelkin Magia Knit Along. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, you should look away. And here it is. It's going to be kind of hard to see because it is super, super lacy. But here it is in all of its wonderful glory. I knit this out of the Mustache Yarns Halva Skein on a size 5, 3.75 millimeter. There is beads and the clues. I have not woven in my ends, but I did block this to within an inch of its life. And I was running low on beads, so I went to Joann's, grabbed a bead, thought it was the correct one, and it ended up being larger. So let's see if I can find a place where both sides beads are real close. So I went ahead and got another tube of the big beads, and I put the big beads on the bottom, and then the smaller beads are the ones I originally used. And I love how it turned out. I think that the big beads will help keep it pulled down and keep that project, keep it tight and beautiful. Here is the mustache tag. I do have to say one thing. This was 150 grams or a 750 yard skein. I have this much left, and according to my calculations, I only used 420 yards. Everybody else is using 600 yards. So I don't know what I did. I don't know if I missed something, but my numbers all turned out the same as everybody else's, and mine looks the same as everybody else's. So I think that this must have been a really thin yarn, and if I had gone up to like a 6, maybe, I would have used more yarn. That's probably what it is. Saying it out loud, that's probably what it is. But I am happy with it. I think that it turned out beautiful. I like how it lays. The bottom is very interesting because it's not straight across. So I would highly recommend this pattern because, as you remember, the construction was very different, and I think that with that construction it turned out fantastic. So it's done! I actually have a finished object. Yay! And now, what is needle adjacent? I am thinking about doing the Tappan Zee by Amy King. You can find that in the 2010 Knitty. It is knit out of silky wool, and I just so happen to have silky wool in my stash. This is, here you go. So this is the yarn I was thinking about using. Oops. It's Elizabeth Lavole Silky Wool. I think it would be very cool. Let me get a bigger picture here. There we go. I'll just show it again. Tappan Zee. So I'm thinking that once I am done with the Endless Rainbow, I will start the Tappan Zee. And then I think I'm going to start this though this week. This is the Spring Cloche by Lana Dacos. I need something either knit in a triangle, knit in the round, or striped for one of the Star Trek missions this month. So I thought I would use this. It calls for a DK weight for 225 yards. I spun this up last year during Tour de Fleece, I believe. And this is a Tuscadero. It's a silk merino, 80-20. I have 258 yards. This I did really interesting. I tore all of the colors and piled them all together so I could make my own gradient. So I'm thinking that either I would take the green and start it as the band, or the pink as the band. I think that once I get the ball up and round, it'll tell me what it wants to do. So that's the next thing on the needles. And I'm also thinking that I might do a cowl, just a simple cowl out of this hand spun. This is Keegan Lane Yarns. This is My Beautiful Wickedness. It's superwash merino. I got 216 yards of this luscious. It's so soft and squishy, so I think this would make a fabulous cowl. See? Fabulous. Oops. Or maybe it'll be a beautiful necklace, right? Ooh, it's so soft. I love Keegan Lane Yarns stuff. Oh, squishy, squishy. Wish I was going to SSK, because there's going to be Keegan Lane yarn there. Makes me so sad. But, yeah. So that's what is needle adjacent this week. Ooh. Okay. Whoop, let me get back. I need to grab something. Oh, where did it go? Uh-oh. I guess I can't show you what's wheel adjacent because it's not up there anymore. Off the wheel this week, I finished the Louette two-tone BFL spin. I've got 214 yards of a 2-ply. I really like how that turned out, so I have 4 more ounces, so I have 2 ounces of the light brown and 2 ounces of the dark brown to go. I guess that will be what's going on the wheel after. That's my wheel adjacent. I'm sorry. Words, I can use them once in a while. They are there. Just that you're sitting here talking and your mind goes faster than the words come out and the ideas. Yeah, that's what the issue I'm having right now. After I finished that the two-tone brown, I went in with my box of fiber and said, "Honey, pick out a new color for me, please, and I'll spin it up." Excuse me, another drink. He looks in. Beautiful colors in there. I mean, there's so many different colors. And he picks the 2 bumps of brown. And I'm like, hey, I just finished spinning brown. I don't want to spin brown again. I want some color. No, he said the 2 other browns. So I said, to heck with you. Dug around and found my Knitter's Nightmare by the Woods. That is 100% Falkland by Knitter's Nightmare. I have a little bit of it here. I poofed it all out. This is what's on the, I have this is the second 2 ounces. Look at all those colors. There's a dark blue and a green and a yellow and a white. It's all poofy. You see all that? So poofy. So I have the start of 2 ounces, the second 2 ounces, and this, I'm trying to keep the penny on here so you can see, I'm spinning this on the Joy. And the Joy and I like each other because look at how thin that is. That is just remarkable. So, this is the first 2 ounces. I just love how it spun. It took me two days to spin this up because with my Tour de Fleece, I'm trying to spin for an hour every day. And some days I spin more, and Thursday I didn't spin at all. So, here we go. So beautiful. And yeah, so that's what's on the wheel. Sorry, seem like I'm kind of flustered or something. I don't know. So here we go. I'll show that again. And it's the second 2 ounces is spinning up just as thin as the first 2, so that's wonderful. I'm really, really happy. So my Tour de Fleece total so far is 1 for 214 yards. And I wrote on the back of this tag, I talked about these tags before, I wrote on the back when I spun it. So, spun 2014. Because I wish I had done that with the other ones so I know what my oldest hand spun it is and get that out of the stash. Okay, I think that's all for the, I do think that is all for the crafting. The stitching, I'm waiting for the 17th because that is when the next clue of the Mysterious Halloween Town, Mysterious Halloween Town's second clue comes out on the 17th, so I'm still waiting for that. Starting on July 16th and ending on July 20th is Golden Days in Fairbanks. It is a festival celebrating gold being found 12 miles north of Fairbanks. Felix Pedro, in July 22nd of 1902, found gold, brought it to E.T. Barnett, and so started the Fairbanks Gold Rush. Let's see. On the 16th, you can find Felix Pedro lookalike walking down Cushman with a donkey, a bag of fake gold, and giving it to someone in, I believe, Keybank. There is pancake breakfasts served at the Sadler parking lot. There is a lunch for the pioneers. There is also, on the 16th this year, the governor's picnic is going to be held, so you can have the governor hand you a hot dog or a hamburger if you want to stand in the long line. And that's at, that is held at Pioneer Park. On the 19th this year is the Golden Days Parade. And the parade encompasses, or includes, if it's a political year, politicians. If it's not, then it's all sorts of fun parade, or fun floats. They're not air floats, they're car floats. When I was a kid, it used to start in Fort Wainwright, so it would go to Fort Wainwright, it would meander downtown, turn around and go back to Fort Wainwright so you could pick up your vehicles. But ever since 9/11, they've had to change that so that now it starts at Pioneer Park and goes back downtown and then they take the floats back down Airport Road. It's always fun to watch at the end of the parade, seeing all the cars coming back to Alaska Land, and all the riders are sitting there holding on for dear life because they're on the highway. It's 45 miles an hour. They usually don't go that fast, but it's kind of funny to watch them. Sorry, I'm rambling. When I was a kid, the other fun fact about this is when I was a kid, I was within walking distance of the parade route. So we would dress up in period of attire, so the 1900s, and have candy thrown at us because they would throw candy from the floats in the parade. They no longer throw candy, they come over and hand you candy because they don't want the kids to run onto the street, because there is big trucks, you can't see them, there's marching bands, there's police, the Fort Wainwright sends troops So we'll have a marching band. They send the fire trucks from Fort Wainwright. It's really, really cool to see, and everybody claps really hard for the military here in Fairbanks. Let's see what else. On the 20th, on the 19th, after the parade, and everything's cleared away, is the rubber ducky race, in which tons of little rubber duckies are thrown in the water from one bridge to another, and there's a big net that catches the rubber duckies, and there is certain numbered duckies are pulled out of the water. So the first ducky, he wins money. The third ducky, he wins money, and so on and so on. It's random, so it could be like the 10th ducky won water or money. There is no duckies harmed at all, because they do go and pick up all the ducks. There's never any ducks floating anywhere afterwards. They're really good about that. On the 20th, it wraps up with the Red-Green Regatta. And the Red-Green Regatta is a floating boat made out of duct tape. If you can float and it has duct tape on it, you are allowed to be in it. It is a lot of fun to watch, and you don't want to stand too close to the shore because some of them have water guns shooting you. Chena River water, and it's cold, and it's fun. There is safety boats to make sure that nobody drowns, because there are times where the duct tape and the floating device does not work, and you kind of sink. This year is going to be interesting since the water is high, and there's a low bridge. So we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully there'll be a Red-Green Regatta. Red-Green has been here a couple of different times to be in the Red-Green Regatta. He's there. There is food and music at the end of the floating, and it is a lot of fun. If you want to check out where that goes from, it goes from Grail Landing to Pioneer Park Landing. It's a lot of fun. I've never done it. I've gone and watched them, and I've gotten wet, but I've never done that. So, but it is fun. I've had people tell me it's a lot of fun. And I think that's it. I might have missed a couple of things, but if you want to check out any information, you can find that on fairbankschamber.org. Yeah, Fairbanks Chamber is. I'm sorry, I have to look it up now. I have it here. It's fairbankschamber.org has the information. There's a list of events there. If you ever have a chance to be in Alaska and can come up to Fairbanks towards the end of February, you should come and check out Golden Days. Well, guys, as I look around, I see that I have not forgotten anything. I should call this the Arata area, because I watched the video over and see if I've made any mistakes that are blaringly out there, and this time I did. Golden Days is not in February. Golden Days is in July. Okay. I think it just took me so many tries to get this week that my mind is just gone. So anyway, this really is the end of the show. So I hope that whatever you craft, you crafted to your heart's content. I will see you guys next week. Bye!